Hey meal planners, it's Kara, your favorite cheesy dietitian, and I'm here today to help you see that meal planning and meal prep can be fun, easy, and perfect for your family. And speaking of meal prep, do you have trouble with that? I feel like I'm hearing from a lot of you lately that you're struggling in your meal prep. And so one of the biggest reasons could be that your kitchen is kind of a hot mess, okay? Not trying to point any fingers out there, but it is possible that because you have so much going on in your kitchen that your meal prep is just disorganized and honestly stressful. So to help you with that, I've actually put together a free 5-day challenge starting on Monday, November 8th. And what we're gonna do is have an email for each of those 5 days. And we're gonna tackle a different area of your kitchen that could really use a little bit of help. So that way it can help you meal prep a lot easier. So if you want in on that free challenge, I need you to either go to the link in my bio and fill out just a couple questions there, or you can hit me with the word clean in a comment or in a message, and I will get you signed up no matter which of those 3 options you choose. Okay, so remember, link in bio, or hit me with clean in the comments or in a message, and I will get you signed up. So moving on, as usual, I'm gonna show you everything that we are eating this week. Remember, this isn't staged food. This is actually what is going on my plate in the next 5 or so days. All right, so of course, first, the usual suspects. We're gonna be having breakfast. So I've already made ahead our eggs, and I've made 3 of the husband's breakfast sandwiches because that's how much bread I had to work with. He'll be making more bread in a little while today. So I went ahead and made these. And remember, if you're somebody who doesn't like toast reheated, that's okay. It doesn't mean you can't make breakfast ahead of time. And in fact, this weekend, I made something new to me, sourdough pancakes. So I'm gonna show you those real quick. They're already frozen. So I made, they're just little guys. I just made little pancakes here. And what I did was I made them in my big electric skillet. Oh, can I have like mouse ears? Okay, I made them in my big electric skillet, and I just used my medium cookie scoop to measure them out. So now what I ended up doing was I took the extras, I put them in a single layer in my freezer, and now I can just put them in my reusable food bag here. And every time I need to grab a couple, they're not all clumped together, which is really nice. So I went ahead and made those sourdough pancakes using a recipe that my friend uses, and it worked out perfectly. So thanks for that, friend. But sourdough pancakes. So now when we're in a pinch or we want something else to kind of mix up our breakfast routine, so easy just to go grab a couple of those and warm them up. And according to our guest this weekend, she said it took just about a minute in the microwave and they were ready to go. So how much quicker and easier could that be? All right, so like I said, we're having eggs this week, but now we have pancakes on demand, basically. All right, so there's our breakfast. Lunches this week is a very, very, very well-loved recipe in our house. You've seen it before. It's my easy, cheesy, baked tortellini. Yeah, so covered in cheese, obviously, right? You know the name, Cheesy Nutrition. So this is super quick and easy because I totally eliminated that whole boil the noodles step. Okay, I know when you read the package, it's like boil noodles, 7 minutes, blah, blah, blah. I said, forget that. And I figured out a way to actually make this by just basically dumping it all in my casserole dish and tossing it in the oven. So if you want that recipe, of course, you can always, as usual, hit me up with the word recipe down below in the comments or in a message, and I'll chat with you about what you need and get it right to you. So there's our lunches for the week. We have 3 dinners. First, we have our recipe that is on cheesynutrition.com. This is a skillet recipe, although you can roast it instead if that's easier for you. And it's got 3 different vegetables in it. And then we've got sausage, and we make the big finale the night we're having it, but we get frozen pierogi. I will admit, it's one thing I've never tried to make myself. Maybe someday, sort of on my bucket list. I basically feel like I need a whole weekend to tackle that one though. So maybe sometime on a leftover week, we'll try that. Next, we have a recipe that I have made once or twice before, but I've always baked it. And to be honest, when I make such a little dish, oh, there we go, you can sort of see it now. When I make such a little dish, I kind of hate to turn the oven on. Sort of that mentality I got from my grandma, like, oh, if you got the oven on, you should be baking a whole bunch of stuff, right? So this chicken is actually a 5-spice chicken, and I cooked it in our air fryer. Now, I have an air fryer from Pampered Chef, and it has multiple settings. It has the air fry option, it has a roasting option, it even has dehydrate and rotisserie. So I actually did use the roasting option, not the air fry, because it's chicken breast, and according to their little guide that they gave with it, it said that the chicken breast should be under the roasting section. I'm guessing because it can dry out so easily, but I don't know. It looks like I grilled it. I'm really impressed with this. So this is my first time. Like I said, this is just 5-spice chicken. It really only has about 4 ingredients. It's a chicken breast. It's 5-spice seasoning from the Spice and Tea Exchange. Has plum jam. And then I used a little bit of oil just so it wouldn't hopefully stick as much. And honestly, it didn't stick at all because it was cooked on some aluminum foil and it came right off. So, oh, I did add onions. Okay, so another ingredient, sorry. I added onions. All right, moving on with the chicken, we're gonna go real easy this week and use just a bag of frozen vegetables. You've seen me use these before. And do remember that because this is I'll show you again, seasoned frozen vegetable, it does have a sauce and seasonings on it. So if you look at the nutrition facts label, it's not just the vegetable you're getting. You're getting some ingredients down here with some seasonings, and then, where can I point to it here? Sodium. It does have some sodium in there. So if you're somebody watching your sodium intake, just know that those already have sodium. So if you're having, say the 5-spice chicken along with it, maybe, watch the amount that comes in your seasoning packet if you're using a seasoning packet, or don't add salt or very little salt. So you can kind of balance that out a little. Last but not least, we are having burgers. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that our burgers are actually going to be made with a very lean beef roast that my dad actually ground up himself, and he added in some bacon and some jalapenos. So we actually don't even add anything to the ground meat mixture. I know a lot of times people will add like seasonings and things, but that bacon and the jalapeno really just add a ton of flavor right in there. And that fat that's in there helps keep the very, very lean roast from drying out. So it's really good ground beef. And I'm really excited to have burgers again this week. Two last things. I almost forgot one of them. I also made, with my sourdough starter, an apple pie. So can you guys see that in there? Sorry, the spoon was facing you. But it's an apple pie made with a sourdough crust. So for those of you following along with my sourdough adventures, that was another new one and another success, I would say. It's pretty good. I think we will use it again. Okay, this time, this is the last thing. We actually had this last night for dinner. So if you saw this in my stories, you already know what's coming. But I made pumpkin pizza. All right, I'll try to remember everything that's on it, but we've got pumpkin puree that I mixed up with some freshly cracked black pepper. And then on top we did mozzarella, spinach, red onion, bacon, pecans, some blue cheese, and then I actually made a brown butter sauce and drizzled that on top. Now, it was good. It was definitely good. And then while we were eating, we were talking about, what was going on with the flavors, and it seemed like we could pick out a little of this and a little of that, but something was missing to kind of bring it all together. So I had this thought, what about cinnamon? Or maybe somebody else did. I actually don't remember who said it. Oh, sorry, the husband is like, that was me. So husband came up with cinnamon. So I tried a little, and at first I thought, kind of overpowers. And then later I had another bite with the cinnamon, and you know what? It actually, I think, is what was missing. So pumpkin pizza, success. Add just a little cinnamon, maybe to the pumpkin puree next time. Be golden. So good. All right, so I told you everything we're eating, and I did slide a couple tips in there, but the tip I really wanted to share today is if you are making your meal plan and you've been finding that meal prep just goes on and on and on, really look at the appliances that you're using to make the food during your meal prep, and think of that as you're planning. So when you're planning, if you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna make some grilled chicken and maybe some steak and some pork chops, and I'm gonna cook all those up ahead of time, and then, maybe I'm gonna do a whole bunch of grilled vegetables, and I'm gonna grill some potatoes. Okay, how big is your grill? Because unless your grill is like gigantic, you're not gonna be able to cook all that at once, and it's gonna make that meal prep go on and on and on. Okay, another example that I see all the time with my clients is they think, oh, crock pot recipes, they're so easy, they just dump it in and go. Okay, that's great if you're doing one per day, but if you were thinking about doing multiple in one day, what are you gonna do? Cook it all, wait all day for that one to cook, and then, wait for it to cool enough to separate and chill, and then you gotta wash the thing, and then you gotta start all over? No, how many hours do you have in your day? I don't have that many hours. So think about appliances and spread those out. Maybe do one in the oven or two in the oven, maybe a couple on the stove. You have a crock pot, you could throw one in there. You have a pressure cooker, you could use that. If you have that giant electric skillet like I do, you might be able to do one in there. So just spread out those recipes. It'll make your meal prep go a lot smoother. All right. And if you're still having trouble with meal prep, or you think, you know what, my kitchen is a hot mess, Kara. Yep, it definitely is. Go ahead and either go to that link in my bio or hit me with a clean in the comments or in a message, and I will hook you up with that free 5-day Minimalist Kitchen Challenge, which starts on Monday, November 8th. All right, guys, I can't wait to see what you are eating this week. So tell me down below in the comments, and I will see you next time. Have a great week.